Hi, my name is Pascal. Today we are going to talk about how to plan your home gym. If you want to know more about my gym, please follow the links in the description box below or look up the video where I do a 7,000 euro tour of my gym. Most important thing is pick your equipment last. Now that might sound counterintuitive, but if you plan everything beforehand and then pick the equipment last, you will save the most amount of money. Many people, including me, will jump right in getting the fanciest kind of equipment that they can possibly afford in the hopes that they will get the ultimate use out of it. That is not how it usually pans out. Usually you get the stuff, half of it you won't use, and you also won't be far from your current habits. That is the most likely scenario. So picking the equipment that you put in the space first is a surefire way to burn a lot of euros or dollars. Been there, done that, and also observed it on a lot of other channels. First thing to do is to look at what you are currently doing. Get out your current program and look at the exercises that you're doing. Are you using a barbell? Are you using a kettlebell? Are you using dumbbells mostly? A quick look at your weekly programming will show you which equipment you are already using and therefore should put on a possible list to get for your home gym. The whole thinking of that once you have the equipment, you will also do the fancy exercises that you're currently not doing, usually doesn't hold. So be very, very particular with what equipment you're getting to save money and keep it as close to your current routine as you possibly can. If you want to dig deeper on whether a home gym makes sense for you at all, please seek out my dedicated video on the topic of whether a home gym makes sense for you or not. Next step is to identify the dead space in your house or living arrangements. So what do I mean with dead space? Dead space is usually some space in the house where you store a lot of stuff/crap that you only look at once a year, maybe not at all, and it is also a room or an area of your house that you at best go in once a week. So prime locations for that are the attic, the basement, some kind of garden shed, or unused parts of the garage. The perfect place to put a gym in is a garage where you don't park a car in, which is happening more often than you might think. So find the dead space, clear it up, and then see how much space you have left, because also the space will determine what kind of equipment you actually are going to fit in there. What you should avoid is putting any kind of gym into your living room, bedroom, or in the kitchen. If you do that, these are areas that are often frequented by you and by others, and it will lead to conflict or to messiness. So try to stay clear of these areas if you can to put a gym in. The living space, the sleeping arrangements, and the kitchen are no-go for a gym if you can avoid it. You should also identify who will be the main user of the gym in your house. The whole gym should be designed around that person. Any compromises you make in space and equipment for people who are not regularly using the gym usually will end up in a waste of space and money. I've been there myself. I have my stepson here and my wife, and I try to accommodate for everybody, which led to that I designed the gym space a lot different from what I would have done if I just had designed it myself. Result is that about half of the garage is actually not being used by me because it is a boxing area that was more or less intended for my stepson because I mainly lift. Now I'm getting more into boxing, but still I feel like the space was wasted and I have to really work hard to get into it. So for you, as a tip, design the gym around the main user and fight off at least a little everybody else who wants to hop on the bandwagon, and don't compromise with them, because usually you'll just compromise and then the space will be wasted anyway. The next thing to look at, which is often overlooked, is the floor. Check the floor and whether you want to keep it in the same condition, because tiling an entire garage with gym flooring can cost up to 500 to $1,000, which is often the entire budget some people put towards their home gym if they buy something that is very big and the setup like I have here with rack and barbells. So really put some thoughts into the floor and into the walls before you get anywhere near equipment. Also check the ceiling height, because there's nothing more frustrating than getting a power rack that is too high for a lot of money and then you have to saw off the top, which, believe it or not, has happened, and you can check some channels to find evidence for that. So really check out the walls, the floors and the ceiling, any kind of obstructing stuff. And also keep in mind that for heavy deadlifts and for heavy equipment, the wooden floors in a garden shed might break, or that the weights might come through the floor, especially when you put the gym in the attic. For that, also check out my video on where to place a gym in the home. Once you have written your list of exercises you already do on a regular basis, then have checked out who will be the main user, where to put the gym in the house, and then also what the floors, walls and ceiling are like, then I highly recommend to go to the Rogue USA website and use the Zeus software that they have. The Zeus software is basically a simulator where you can design your gym and place the equipment within the measurements of the space that you've picked in your own home. Do as many iterations as you possibly can, shifting the whole equipment around to find the best setup for yourself. It will save you money and it will save you time, because if you just buy the equipment and hope and pray that it will fit into some space somewhere in your house, that will lead to extra cost and time being invested, either sawing the equipment apart and putting it back together with tape, or having to move a lot of stuff around, having gym equipment and living spaces, all of that stuff. So really put a lot of thought into it up front, use the Zeus simulator, and you will save a lot of time and money. For me, with the Zeus simulator, that worked absolutely great. I designed a gym that fitted perfectly with the power rack into a very, very narrow space with it. The only things that I did get wrong were that I tried to compromise for everybody in the house, and therefore wasted a bit of space and money for areas that I would have designed differently if I had been by myself. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and tell your friends about my channel. Have a very nice day and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.